From the KOIN 6 newsroom, this is breaking news.
I have always tried to do the right thing, and now the right thing to do is to step aside.
Governor Kitzhaber announces his resignation just months after being elected to an unprecedented fourth term.
Thank you for allowing me to serve you in our state. It has been the honor of my life.
This is truly a sad day for the state of Oregon.
The woman who will become governor prepares to take over. We have complete coverage of this historic day and what comes next.
Welcome, everyone, to KOIN 6 News at 6 o'clock. I'm Ann State.
And I'm Dan Tilkin. Breaking now, we've learned the U.S. Department of Justice issued subpoenas today to Governor Kitzhaber and First Lady Sylvia Hayes, and we just got a copy of them. I have them here in my hands. The subpoenas seek information related to contracts and payments Hayes received over the past 4 years. It also asks for emails and other documents back to 2009. Sources tell KOIN 6 investigators believe Hayes received payments that she did not report to the state or on her taxes. They're trying to determine if she did work for outside companies without reporting that she was doing work for those companies. This comes with the state attorney general's investigation also moving forward. Now, Hayes, or the attorney general rather, released a statement today saying the governor's decision to resign will not have an effect on that investigation.
And our Jeff Gianola tonight is reporting live in Salem with reaction to today's events and much, much more. Jeff.
Well, the reaction to the latest event, these federal subpoenas, I can tell you, Dan and Ann, once news of those federal subpoenas broke, we had a state legislator run across the street from the Capitol to our setup right here to tell us about it, and there was a look of disbelief on her face. I think that's just one of the many stories that continues to unfold on what has already been an historic day, a governor resigning under a cloud of controversy. I want to bring Ken Boddy into the scene here. And Ken, you were inside as the governor's announcement was made, as his audio of his statement was played inside to other lawmakers. What was the mood? What was the reaction?
Well, there was a feeling of sadness, but also a feeling of relief because people had been buzzing about this for the entire week. So now that it's happened, we know that Governor Kitzhaber will no longer be governor as of Wednesday, February 18th. That's when Kate Brown, Secretary of State, will take over and be sworn in as the new governor. Now, we expected the governor to make his announcement here at the Capitol in his offices, but that's not how it happened. It came via email statement and an audio attachment with him reading that statement. A crush of media from all over the state packed the governor's ceremonial office this morning, awaiting any word of his decision to stay or to go. The decision to resign came shortly after noon.
I am announcing today that I will resign as governor of the state of Oregon. It is not in my nature to walk away from a job that I have undertaken. It is to stand and fight for the cause. I must also say that it is deeply troubling to me to realize that we have come to a place in the history of this great state of ours where a person can be charged, tried, convicted, and sentenced by the media with no due process and no independent verification of the allegations involved. Nonetheless, I understand that I have become a liability to the very institutions and policies to which I have dedicated my career and indeed my entire adult life. As a former presiding officer, I fully understand the reasons for which I have been asked to resign.
Kitzhaber was facing mounting pressure to resign, including from his own leadership in the Democratic Party, early into his unprecedented fourth term as governor. He was facing an investigation by the State Ethics Commission, a criminal investigation by the State Attorney General, as well as the U.S. Justice Department, and 2 potential recall efforts. Most of his trouble stemming from his fiancée, Sylvia Hayes, accused of using her relationship with Kitzhaber for paid influence peddling and not reporting more than $100,000 of income from her consulting jobs. And this week, Willamette Week reported that a Kitzhaber staffer tried to have emails deleted from the state archives one day before the Attorney General's investigation was announced. And even as he released that statement, you could see that there was still some defiance there. He insisted in his statement, which is lengthy, which you can read and hear in its entirety on our website, KOIN.com, that he didn't do anything wrong, either ethically or criminally. Again, Secretary of State Kate Brown takes over as Oregon's new governor on February 18th, next Wednesday. Jeff?
Okay. Ken, thank you for setting the mood inside on what is an historic day here that will go down in the history books. Lisa Balick was also inside, and Lisa has more on our next governor, Kate Brown, the current Secretary of State, who under the Oregon Constitution now becomes our governor. Lisa?
Jeff, this is quite the unusual Friday the 13th, no question, as it's still unfolding even at this hour. Now, Secretary of State Kate Brown will be the third Secretary of State to assume the governor's role here in our state. She'll also join 5 other women who are governors right now at states across the country, but she is definitely up for the job.
This is truly a sad day for the state of Oregon.
About 2 hours after Governor Kitzhaber announced he'll resign, Secretary of State Kate Brown stepped out of her Capitol office to make a brief statement.
I know you all have a lot of questions, and I will begin to answer those questions as soon as possible.
The 54-year-old experienced politician now has 5 days to assemble a team to make the transition to governor when Kitzhaber leaves office next Wednesday. A lawyer by trade, Brown served in the legislature for more than a decade before getting elected Secretary of State 7 years ago. A state Supreme Court justice will swear her in at the time Kitzhaber leaves office. No word yet whether it will be a public or private event. She will likely then speak before a joint session of the entire legislature, laying out her vision for the state's future. She'll also appoint someone to fill her shoes as Secretary of State, and it will be a Democrat, since by law, it has to be someone of her same political party, since she's an elected official.
As you can imagine, between now and Wednesday, we have a lot of work to be done, and that's what I'm going to go back and do. Thank you.
Kate, what are your feelings right now? Clearly, we have a lot of questions we still want to ask her about the future, what she's planning on, what her agenda is going to be. Now, I did find out tonight that Kate Brown will be here tomorrow at a public event. Tomorrow afternoon, it's the birthday of the state. There's a big celebration here. She will be here as part of that, as planned as Secretary of State. And we'll have reaction and see what she says tomorrow as well. Live in Salem, Lisa Balick, KOIN 6 News.
Lisa, thank you. I'm joined by Amy Frazier. Amy, you were also inside as this announcement came down, and you have reaction from other legislatures.
Yeah, that's right. In speaking with lawmakers today, they tell me this has been a very difficult day. At the same time, they say there's still work to be done, and they're ready to move forward.
How are you feeling right now?
It's a very sad day for the entire state of Oregon, for elected officials, for the citizens. We are reeling from this news. And I just want to say that I think nothing that's happened takes away from the legacy of good work that Governor Kitzhaber has done. He's been a leader for our state and for the entire country.
Senate Majority Leader Diane Rosenbaum tells me she supports Governor John Kitzhaber's decision to resign. Do you feel like this was the right decision?
I think it was his decision. I can't really comment on what he needed to weigh, but I think it had become very difficult to continue, and obviously he came to the same conclusion.
I also checked in with House Republican leader Mike McLean.
So from my standpoint, I had always given him the latitude to choose when it was time to resign, should he make that decision. And he did, and I respect his decision. And I know the process will continue to take place, and we need that investigation completed to make sure all Oregonians know that their government is going to be transparent, that we're going to be working on behalf of their interest, and that all influences in government are brought out into the light, including the Governor Kitzhaber and Sylvia Hayes.
And, of course, we will continue to follow up on those investigations. I have to tell you that both those lawmakers told me today that they respect Kate Brown, and they're looking forward to working with her.
Here's something I want to repeat again, something we heard yesterday on KOIN 6 News. We were interviewing Barbara Roberts, former governor, and she said all of John Kitzhaber's friends are feeling pain. And then she paused and said, but remember who caused this pain. It's something to think about. I want to send it back to Portland. Dan and Ann, we'll have much more in just a few minutes.
Absolutely, Jeff. Thank you so much.
Right, and as we look at these subpoenas, it actually kind of crystallizes everything. I mean, these carry a lot of weight, a lot of big names in state government on here, the governor's staff, and asking for a lot of information through the years going back to 2009. Now, word of Kitzhaber's resignation and the announcement is certainly spread quickly.
A lot of people that we talk to say they're sad, but they do still have questions. Our Core Harlan is live in the newsroom with what he's hearing on the street. Core.
The last several days have generated a lot of curiosity about this, even in the heart of Kitzhaber country, which is Multnomah County, where the governor got 70% of the vote in last November's election. There are some signs of relief from people who voted for the governor, and some, it's about time he left, from people who did not vote for him.
Do you think this Sylvia Hayes business was just too much at the end?
Oh, apparently. I mean, they all said, that this is causing too much trouble. And I heard something about they were trying to delete emails. I mean, it reminds me of old Richard Nixon.
It is really, really disappointing. Very sad. But he kind of should have did it a while ago.
Resigned, you mean, huh?
Yes.
Why do you think?
It's just kind of out in the open with him and his fiance.
I feel sorry for him, though.
Yeah?
I really do.
How so?
Well, because he married I think he got hooked up with the wrong person. I think he's basically a pretty good guy.
It's a sample of some of the reaction from the streets of downtown Portland today. The governor still has a wide base of support here in the immediate Portland area. Some of the other people we talked with today say that he's resigning only because of allegations of wrongdoing. They point out to me that the results of these investigations haven't even begun in some cases and are not in yet. They say some of his most adamant supporters we met with on the street today say that he may be resigning prematurely. Dan, Ann?
We have heard that, no doubt. Core, thank you so much.
And our coverage of Governor Kitzhaber's resignation, it continues. We have expert political analysis of Kate Brown's role now, and how is today's announcement affecting the mood at the state's capital?
Plus, our coverage continues online at KOIN.com. You can read the full statement from the governor. You can see a timeline of how we got to this point, and you can also look back at Governor Kitzhaber's political career. And we will be right back after this.
KOIN 6 News is brought to you by Lexus.
It's time to take command of any adventure with the fastest growing automotive luxury brand on the road during the Command Performance Sales Event. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
I'm Steph, and I chose the 2015 Honda Civic because it's stylish and high-tech, but also safe. Rear-view camera, Bluetooth hands-free link, and Eco Assist came standard. And my Honda reads me my texts. For me, the Honda Civic is the whole package. There was no second-guessing this choice.
Enjoy special lease and finance offers on the 2015 Honda Civic. Visit NorthwestHondaDealers.com or visit your local Northwest Honda dealer.
Through President's Day, get 36 months interest-free financing and save up to $300 on Beauty Rest and Posturepedic. Even get 3 years interest-free financing on Tempur-Pedic, plus free delivery, setup, and removal of your old set, and Sleep Country's 100-day money-back guarantee. Keep more presidents in your wallet. This special financing offer ends President's Day at Sleep Country. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
It's time to take command of any adventure with the fastest growing automotive luxury brand on the road during the Command Performance Sales Event. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
Tuesday at 11, KOIN 6 News uncovers new information on a teen sex conference featuring sex toys and porn. Educators insist the graphic content was used to warn teens, but kids at the conference say that's not true.
There was nothing about warning people that this was a bad idea.
What really happened?
I put in numerous requests to have an interview with you via email about the Oregon Adolescent Sexuality Conference. I could chase you down the hall.
Hear these new recordings and decide for yourself. Tuesday at 11 on KOIN 6 News.
All right, I'm here with political science professor Ben Gaskins of Lewis and Clark College. All right, so what does Kate Brown do now? She's suddenly, unexpectedly, a new governor.
Well, she's got a few days to get kind of used to the idea, and then on Wednesday she'll take over as governor. I think first and foremost, she has to figure out what is she going to try to accomplish? What is she going to go to the legislature and say, this is what we need to be moving on? I think, kind of as we talked about before, she's probably going to be a little reticent to assert a new agenda, but she's going to have to really come up to speed very, very quickly and hit the ground running, because now she's governor all of a sudden with a little preparation.
It's got to help her. She's a political insider. Yep. A lot of experience in the state legislature. It's not like she's an outsider in the business world and came in. I mean, she knows how this works.
Oh, that's exactly right. And so I don't think this is going to be incredibly new for her, a new experience. So I think, luckily we do have someone in the Secretary of State position who knows, again, how the legislature works and how the Oregon, system operates. And so I don't think she'll have too much trouble getting up to speed and starting on a good foot.
At the national level, politics are so divisive now. You see a lot of gloating when something bad happens to the other side. Here, it seems that the Republicans are just as somber as the Democrats.
I was taken by that as well. I saw a quote from one of the Republican leaders saying it's almost sad to see that Kitzhaber was forced out by his own political party. I think a lot of that comes from the worry that Kate Brown is, if anything, going to be more liberal or progressive than Kitzhaber was, and where they found it easy to work with Kitzhaber on some of these things, they're not sure what it's going to be like to work with Brown. So it is interesting that the Republicans are not cheering over this. They may have been pressing for Kitzhaber to resign in the past, but they don't necessarily see this as a huge victory.
As a political victory,
right,
I see.
exactly.
Gotcha. All right, very interesting. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I want to go back right now to Jeff Gianola, who is live in Salem with more on the mood down there right now. Jeff.
The mood is interesting. I keep saying that once that announcement was made, it really was business as usual. Sure, the reporters were here, the anchor people were here, the satellite trucks were here. But inside the building, it was business as usual. And I want to tell you a little story. I walked in there, and there was a group of deaf children from schools throughout Oregon on a tour of the Capitol building. That happens every day down here. They weren't concerned about the governor resigning. They were in awe of this building behind me. They asked me questions about it. Some of them recognized me from television. One little boy thought I was a lawmaker, and I had to explain, no, I'm not. But I showed him where the Senate sits, where the House of Representatives sits. My point is, these children didn't care about the governor's resignation today. They were just in awe of the state capitol on their field trip. And I think that says something about the next generation. I'll send it back to you. I'll be back with a final thought in just a few minutes.
I love that anecdote. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeff, for your coverage in Salem. And, of course, Jeff will be back tonight. But meanwhile, we got to talk weather.
And Valentine's Day. You wore red. We forgot.
I did. I'm trying to, think happy. You know what happened to me on Friday the 13th?
Uh-oh.
A black cat crossed my path. I don't know. That's supposed to be unlucky.
So
okay.
I think you're good.
But it's Friday the 13th.
Well, I've got a black cat, so if anybody's going to have bad luck, it's going to be me. So I think you're okay.
Every day, right? So, let's talk about the Valentine's Day forecast. I'm not superstitious. I just thought it was kind of funny. But for your Valentine's Day, we're looking really good. It's going to be really nice weather around. We have a front moving through tonight, so that's going to bring in the potential for a little bit of shower activity. But once that's over with, we clear things out nicely. So Valentine's Day for the afternoon, we'll get into some sunshine, and Valentine's night's looking good. Highs in the upper 50s tomorrow, and then down into the 40s for the nighttime. So it'll be a little bit cool. You'll want to keep the jackets handy in and around the metro area. If you have plans outside of Portland, if you want to head to the mountains, it's going to be a nice weekend for that. We're not going to have snow, but it's going to be nice. So if you like the warmer weather, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the low to mid 50s for Government Camp. Mount Hood Meadows and Timberline are all going to be up and going. So just bring the springtime gear if you're going to be hitting the slopes this weekend. And maybe even better yet, head to the coast where it's just going to be beautiful. We'll have a little bit of cloud cover around tomorrow morning, but that clears out for sunshine with highs in the mid to upper 50s. And then we're talking highs in the low 60s for your Sunday with sunshine around. So It's going to be gorgeous for us. And, of course, Bend, too, another area that's going to be really pretty. Bend, Mattress, anywhere you go in central, eastern Oregon, you're not going to be going wrong. Temperatures topping out in the mid to upper 50s, so a little bit cooler than where we have been. We made it to 63 degrees today in Bend, so we're cooling off slightly behind this front. But we're going to see sunshine. It's still going to feel nice. You'll just have to watch for the evenings where temperatures drop pretty quickly. Out there right now, we still have a lot of cloud cover that's pushing in, and this front is lingering just off the coast. But most of the wet weather is going to miss us, actually, to the north and west. So some good news there. But if you do have plans this evening, you want to prepare that you may have to dodge a light sprinkle or two or a light rain shower later on this evening. 7 p.m. we look good. And then as we go towards 9 o'clock, between 9 and midnight, I think will be our best chances to get some stray light showers going for northern portions of the Willamette Valley, northern coast, and then up into southwest Washington, too, as, again, most of the activity stays to our north. So here's the front right here. Behind it, you see the clear skies. We're going to clear those skies out for the weekend, and then just watching for a few sprinkles tonight across northern portions of the viewing area. And then as we go into next week, we're going to keep this dry pattern going. Here's where we are right now. The colder, stormier weather out to the east. We have this mild weather building in across the Pacific Northwest. That goes for next Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday. In fact, we're talking highs back into the low 60s all 3 days of the work week, Monday through Wednesday next week. And then we start to see a dip in the pattern as we go into Thursday. That means the potential for some rain moving in, and also means some cooler air moving in. But the bulk of the cold stuff still just stays to the east, and by the time we get into early next week, we're warming it up again. So no cold snaps moving our way anytime soon, and it's going to be feeling like spring for a while. Low 60s for highs much of next week, and then taking a dip in temperatures Thursday as the rain chances start to move back in. So maybe do Valentine's Day outside. It's going to be so nice not to get outside at some point, I think.
Oh, people are already doing it today, getting out and about for sure.
Yep.
Thank you, Kristen.
Coming up, our coverage of the governor's resignation announcement continues from Salem. Tomorrow, Oregon turns 156 years old. The special display you can see at the Capitol. You're watching KOIN 6 News. Watching out for you.
Tonight on CBS, don't miss all new episodes of Undercover Boss, Hawaii Five-0, and Blue Bloods. Then stay tuned for KOIN 6 News at 11. Visit CompareFord.com today.
Chair Outlet has over 2,000 chairs in stock, including bar stools, wood, upholstered, high back, low back, and no back. Only Chair Outlet has this many bar stools in one place. Family owned and operated with 3 convenient locations. Chair Outlet, where you just get more.
It's Hyundai's monumental President's Day sale. Going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Huge savings on every model. Sonata, Elantra, Santa Fe, and Genesis. Get up to $3,500 in total savings. Now with 500 limited time auto show bonus cash. Save big with 0% APR for 60 months. Or lease a new Hyundai for as low as $139 per month. Plus America's best warranty. 5 years longer than Honda or Toyota. Hurry, it all ends President's Day. So make the smart move toward monumental savings at your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com.
Donna Jensen Mullins almost fainted when she realized she had won $200,000 playing Keno 10 Spot. She bought the ticket while out on a dinner date with her husband at the Bowie 9 restaurant in Hammond. Now her whole family is going on vacation.
What? Mattress Discounters President's Day sale ends President's Day? But Mattress Discounters is the largest selection of memory foam mattresses under one roof. Comfort-Pedic, iComfort, Posturepedic hybrids. And wow, get up to 4 years interest-free financing on the entire Tempur-Pedic Cloud collection. And get a queen-size Serta mattress and box spring set for just $397. Mattress Discounters President's Day sale ends President's Day.
Mattress Discounters. The Standard TV and Appliance President's Day sale. Save up to 40% store-wide. Get a stainless steel Bosch dishwasher, only $579. A Whirlpool front-load washer, only $529. A Samsung stainless steel French door, only $1249. And save $1,000 on Comfort-Pedic mattress sets with adjustable frame combos.
Plus, Standard offers 24-month no-interest financing. But hurry, the store-wide sale ends Monday. Standard TV and Appliance.
Hey, Oregon, America's Tire is now Discount Tire. Same company, same great service, same low prices with over 900 locations nationwide. And this Friday and Saturday, we would like to say thank you with huge savings. Save $100 when you buy any set of 4 tires or wheels. Use your Discount Tire credit card and save even more. Get $400 in Visa prepaid cards on any tire and wheel package. See store for details.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know. Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
Now during the Buick President's Day event, get $5,000 total cash back on select Buick sedans in stock the longest.
Chair Outlet has over 2,000 chairs in stock. Update your dining room set with new chairs. We have the largest selection on the West Coast, and you won't have to put them together yourself. Family owned and operated at 3 convenient locations. Chair Outlet, where you just get more.
When you choose Sumner College to pursue your career as a registered nurse or a licensed practical nurse, you'll get a career-focused education. Sumner College, changing lives one student at a time.
Welcome back, everybody. Jeff Gianola. Welcome back, everyone. Jeff Gianola live in Salem with a final thought on this historic and sad day. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and it's Oregon's birthday. Oregon will be 156 years old. And to mark the occasion, on display inside the Capitol building behind me is an original copy of the Oregon Constitution. It'll be on display here throughout the weekend. It's a humble document, a reminder that Oregon is more than one person, more than a single politician, in this case, more than a governor who has now resigned. It's a symbol of what Oregon is really about. The people, you, me, us. The governor has resigned and a new leader is about to take over. And Oregon will move forward just like she has for the last 156 years. That's the latest from Salem. On this day, we will always remember. Dan and Ann, back to you.
Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you, Jeff, and we'll see you back here shortly.
Right. And stay with us for the latest in the governor's resignation announcement. We're going to keep working to get comment from Governor Kitzhaber tonight. We just got our hands on those subpoenas.
See you back here at 11.